Yes, guys, welcome back for another stream. It's Sunday morning and we're here to review all the Saturday action. There were 7 games, loads of goals, loads to discuss. So without further ado, we'll crack on very shortly. But before we do, let me just tell you what's coming up in today's stream. So we've got the 7 games to analyse. Now, analysis of these games looks like XG plots, it looks like pass maps, it looks like data that I'm going to share with you. This is a really comprehensive roundup of the 7 games. You may have watched Match of the Day or seen the games. This is backing up what we've seen with our eyes with some visual graphics. So I hope you enjoy that. It's my favorite time of the week is my Sunday mornings going through all these pass maps that I'm about to show you. And the XG plots, which are fascinating. We're also going to talk about Saka. We're going to talk about the Saka injury, the Saka trip, and we're also going to talk about the FPL cartel. A lot of big content creators selling Saka just before the deadline for Son. We'll talk about that. And of course, we'll talk about Son's assist because Son, he got his goal. He got no bonus points, and then he got awarded late on Saturday night an assist which bumped him up to 2 bonus points. Effectively, he got a 5-point assist. Should he have been awarded the assist for the Areola own goal? We'll look at the rules. Because I don't think he should. And look, FPL might change it. They might change it because nothing is locked until the last, I think, 15 minutes after the last game, which, of course, is Monday night. Hello, everyone in the chat. Good morning. Welcome to all of our regulars from all over the world, I expect. Do let me know where in the world you are watching from. I assume we have loads in Africa, Asia, but Australasia too, which we don't usually get on this channel. But by going early, we get all the Aussies in. So let me know where in the world. Give me a country. There we go. Jackson is in from New Zealand. And we'll crack on with the graphics and the visual stuff very, very soon. Omer, 3 Spurs players, 8 points in total. Sean's in Letchworth. FPL Welly's in Australia. That's good. Down Under's in. FPL Down Under in Melbourne. Hey, mate. Craig's in Hertfordshire. Shiraz in Lebanon. I knew that. Cape Town, South Africa. Antonio, my favourite city in the world. Andy's in Dublin. We've got Sydney, Crete, New Zealand also. Oslo from Linda. Lots in Ireland. Austria as well. I didn't know Daniel was in Austria. India, Norway, Croatia, Jamaica. Hello, Swain. Philippines. Nice to see you all, guys. Nice to see you all. So, look, let's move on then to our first game and start breaking it down, shall we? I guess before we do, though, we should address just Sakagate. It was interesting. We kind of knew from the pictures, if you watch my deadline stream, that Saka wasn't on the team bus. But there was always a potential chance Saka had travelled and was put in a different mode of transport to get to the hotel. Because Arteta is very big on this and keeping things quiet. So, look, I kept Saka because I thought there was a good chance Saka started. Now, a lot of content creators sold Saka really close to the deadline. Were they given extra information? I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. I know a lot of the people that bought him, there was no leaks. There was no extra info there. They took a really calculated punt, a calculated gamble. And look, it paid off. Fair play. If you sold Saka before deadline, fair play for having the minerals to do it. Because if he had started versus Bournemouth, that was Hall potential. You know his ownership and you know how good he's been. So if you move to a Son or a Foden, fair play. Now, I went to Foden, not from Saka though, from Luis Diaz, and I need Foden to go big today. 51% of you are on a red arrow, by the way. 49% are on a green. I'm on a red. We'll look at my team in a minute. Hey, Maliki, good to see you. Buongiorno to you. You're not part of the Kelta. No, clearly not. Clearly not. So look, who were the most impressive team of the game week so far? I think it was Spurs or Leicester. Leicester's really interesting. We're going to get to Leicester in a minute. Villa, Everton, not so much. I'll tell you why later. United look good. Brighton, nah, not overly impressive. Leicester, Bournemouth, Spurs, for me, the 3 impressive teams. So let's start with one of those teams in Spurs, shall we? No. We look at individuals first. Can tell it's early. We look at some Scout Members Area stuff first, don't we? And then we go on to the individual games. So look, Scout Members Area, just 5 minutes on this. In terms of XG under and over performers, I love to start with this. Calvert-Lewin, you absolutely trolled me again. 1.31 XG for Calvert-Lewin. He missed that big one-on-one in the first 10 minutes of the game. Honestly, it was painful. Again, more big chances missed. He's playing well. He's just not finishing. Pereira obviously missed a penalty. Brennan Johnson, loads brought him in. He was the most transferred in player of the game week. Massive troll, 0.89. Isak missed a one-on-one. Semenyo missed a couple of big chances. Gordon missed big chances too. Yeah, I have DCL. Yeah, a lot do. So look, who is your troll of the week, guys? Troll of the week is usually someone that misses big chances. Or it could be someone you bought in for a hit. So hit me with your troll of the week. I think Calvert-Lewin is mine. But if you bought Brennan Johnson, if you started Semenyo, if you bought, I don't know, Anthony Gordon, these guys could all be trolls. Buonanotte there, by the way, scored, but 1.34 XG for Buonanotte. Definitely on the radar. I've got an average position map to show you of his later. Guys, by the way, there's 300 of you watching. The algorithm loves it. The algorithm on YouTube for my little channel loves it when you hit the like button, and it loves it when you hit the subscribe button. So if you're new around here and you want to hit those buttons, that'd be amazing. If you're wondering why you can't add your comments in the chat, it's because you've got to be subscribed to do that. So please consider hitting those buttons. And if we get 100 subscribers in today's stream, I'll give away 5 channel memberships. Right. Miners and Burmo. Yeah, look, and Burmo was due a bad week though, wasn't he? He's got a lot of credit in the bank on Burmo. If you've owned him for a while, you've done very, very well out of him. So yeah, I think that's so funny. Okay, let's crack on, shall we? We've got the XG under and over performers, so let's show both. Who are the over performers then? It's always guys that score goals from low XG shots. Keane, Ayew, Christie, Basuma, Kulu. Kulu, by the way, was very, very good again, wasn't he? In terms of shots, individuals taking shots lots, this is what makes Garnacho such a good asset. And actually, SO in the chat has just said that. Garnacho is playing well. We saw a goal. We saw 8 shots. He should be on our radar. A lot of those shots on target as well. 5 of the 8 on target. Isak, Kudus, and Calvert-Lewin all with high shot volume. Chances created. We see this a lot. Maddison, top of the chart. I just don't know if Maddison's an FPL pick just yet. I think I prefer Kulu. Where are these stats from? They're from the Scout members area. Is DCL a sell now? I'll tell you later when we look at the Everton game. In terms of teams, Man United, Newcastle, and Tottenham, the top 3. Man United, impressively, 11 shots on target. It's good. Chances created, yeah, Man United, Tottenham. Leicester high as well. Interesting one. So look, let's crack on, shall we, with our breakdown of a couple of games. Well, all the games, all 7. I'm going to show you XG plots like this. I'm going to show you at times shot maps, at times half spaces maps, at times average position maps. It will all make sense when we see it. It will all make sense when we see it. Spurs kept all FPL points down, most on Johnson and Solanke. With 2 pointers, yeah. Those that own Son, very, very few. Let us know if you own Son, by the way. Congrats if you did. I haven't shared this with my channel members that I'm live. Hang on a second. Let me put it in the WhatsApp group. There we go. There we go. I've started a little bit late, a little bit early this morning, haven't I? I think I said I was going to do a 9:30 stream, and it's obviously a little bit earlier than that. But look, loads of you are watching on Catch Up as well. So hello to everyone that is watching on Catch Up. Let's crack on, shall we, with the Spurs game. You see the headline, 4-1. You go, okay, Spurs must have been really, really convincing. And look, from the half an hour in, they were the more dominant team. West Ham started the better. They got the early goal. But then from 30 minutes, Spurs played really well. And they did rack up the chances. A lot of little chances, though. And Son could have had more. Hit the post, Son, of course. Yeah, lovely Maliki for you there with the Kulusevski punt. What I noticed about Spurs yesterday was, well, let's see who caught the eye. This is massively helped by the average position map. I noticed that the fullbacks, as expected, were actually a little bit wider than we expect. Of course, the doggy sometimes and Poro will take up the inside positions, but with Solanke and Maddison in there, there's less space. Usually it's just been one playmaker in the middle, and therefore the fullbacks are required to do more. Son, so high and wide. And James Maddison, like straight away, we look at like most progressive passes, James Maddison. Most XG chain all went to Son. That left-hand side feels like the more dangerous side. Kulu and Johnson on the right, Maddison and Son on the left. But the big headline here, and Johnny's just pointed it out, the big headline is Dom Solanke. He is getting very deep to get on the ball and feed the wide men. Spurs have two ways of playing. Spurs play with Dom Solanke as the fox in the box number 9 and the wingers really wide, feeding him. Or they have Solanke dropping deep, just like Harry Kane used to, especially for England, and feeding the runners. And Son benefited massively from that yesterday. Yeah, Craig says, Maddison looked good. Kulu seems to be the preferred 10. Look, if you look at the last 5 game weeks, I think Kulu's played 90 in every single one. Whether Maddison's injured or not, he goes off. He gets subbed. Look at Maddison's minutes compared to Kulu's minutes in the last 5, when they've both been playing in these central areas, and it's Kulu that's always on the pitch. It's really interesting. Gucci's in the house from Australia. I'm thinking of selling Solanke for a hit after one game. No, don't do it. This was a game which didn't fall Solanke's way. He could have had a couple of tap-ins. Werner almost found him in the last couple of minutes, about 75 minutes when Werner came on. Another day, Kulu gets an 8-point goal. 7-point goal with the bonus points, of course. We like Kulu. We still like Solanke. When we look at the Spurs fixtures as well, there's no reason to panic and no reason to sell, in my opinion. Like, I look at Spurs and go, Palace up next, away, meh, all right. I think Villa at home is a good fixture. Ipswich at home in game week 11 is the real money fixture. You can't sell your Spurs assets before, I don't think, game week 11. Yeah, Johnson was close as well. We've just seen the XG numbers. Johnson, 0.89 XG in the game. Huge, huge, huge. Thank you for all your comments in the chat, guys. I'm loving reading through them. You really help dictate the agenda in the show. So thank you for that. And Rowena, my neighbour from Market Harborough, is in the house. I only live 10, 15 miles away. Solanke will come back and start scoring again. I'm holding him. Absolutely, me too. It was just the game state. Didn't go his way. It was a different tactical approach with getting on the ball and feeding the wide men, which is what Solanke did and did well. But he still could have had the tap-ins, remember? He still. Can we talk about how awful Timo Werner is? Yeah, he's not going to get too many minutes. Morning from Texas. Hello, Sander. Nice to see you, mate. Thank you for joining. If you are just joining, we're going through all 7 games from yesterday. We're only starting now on the Spurs game. You've not missed a great deal. We will crack on, though, with Man United, Brentford. And when we get to these games, I want your summary as well, guys. You may have watched the game. You may have seen it on Match of the Day. You may not have, and just have a snapshot. And these help complement anything you've seen with your eyes in terms of sat in front of the TV. So the XG plots are always really useful. Like, you see who's dominated through that football game. And when Ethan Pinnock scored for Brentford just before half-time, you look at it and go, actually, Brentford went in at half-time with the slightly higher XG. But then then United score straight away. Then Højlund takes it to 2-1. And then actually Man United improve. Man United, this is what they used to do under Fergie. I remember that. If we go back to old school Man United, games would be quite tight. But when they get like a sniff, or they get an equaliser, or they get the lead in a tight game, like a 1-1 or a 2-1, they then continue their momentum. And I remember even forget Fergie, even when Bruno first arrived, I always used to think Bruno was a really dangerous asset in the last 10 minutes of a game, because United would be winning 2-1. We see this with Salah a lot as well. Salah and Bruno are two that are very good at it. The team's 2-1 up. The opposition are chasing because there's minutes left, and they're committing numbers forward to try and get the equaliser. And players like Bruno and Salah, that 1, are always on the pitch in the 90th minute. 2, have really good engines. And 3, they're greedy, so they want to get more goals because they've got individual accolades to chase. They're often up there goal hanging, and they often get that 3-1 goal, and it's a Bruno or a Salah. Now, the way Man United are playing at the moment, we're not going to see that from Bruno because he's playing much deeper. But we have seen it in years gone by from the likes of Salah and Bruno. Bullies in the last 10 minutes of games when their team is leading. Genuinely, we haven't seen it for a while off either player, but you'll think back to loads of examples, I'm sure. Fair play, Man United. They conceded 0.79 XG to a good Brentford attack. They have a very good reputation of producing big chances. Big Man will be happy with his 5 points. Very good ear tested, Andy. Yeah, it is. I love radio commentary as well. I think the radio commentary is often better than TV commentary. So what do we see with Man United? Well, look at Bruno there next to Casemiro. Erik ten Hag's new thing is Eriksen. Eriksen is getting a lot. Could happen today with Salah, couldn't it? Eriksen's getting a lot of game time. He's starting and he's playing more advanced than Bruno. We can see Eriksen there slightly higher up. This makes Bruno a worse FPL asset, guys. He's not even the most advanced of the midfield three. He's then not as advanced, of course, as the front three. We saw Højlund, Rashford, Garnacho. He's just an easy swerve. I'm surprised so many still own him. But look, fair play. He got the points. He got 5 points. Garnacho is greedy. Garnacho is high. Garnacho is starting games reliably. And Craig's happy to own Dalot. I'd agree. I think Dalot, in terms of goal threat, is up there with is probably up there in the top 5 in terms of like attacking return defenders. The likes of obviously Trent and Gvardiol, Luca Dean, I include there. Dalot is definitely on the cusp of the top 5. So yeah, Man United functioning quite well. We can't underestimate that they faced a good Brentford team yesterday. Brentford are playing well. They're a good outfit. And Man United, as we saw, overall, pretty dominant, deserved their win. Newcastle Brighton. I'm going to answer questions and stuff, guys, so stay with us. We're going to go through all 7, but we're going to do lots of questions on the way. In fact, before we go on to the next game, let's just play a little game, shall we? How are we all doing in terms of points so far this game week? I don't need to know your points, and I don't want to know your ranks too much. And the green-red arrow conversation I indulge in the chat with the poll, but it doesn't really matter to me this point. I'll show you my team. How many players do you have left? That's the important question, right? So give me a number. Haaland, or your captain, counts for 2, right? So I've got 2 in Haaland. I've got 1 in Foden. That's 3. I've got Lewis. I've got Trent, and I've got Sales. I've got 6 players to play. So give me your number of players to play. I reckon a lot will have fewer than 6, which makes me quite happy because I obviously want to be up on the field. Yeah, so Gucci's got 4, Ratdog 5. If you're wondering why you can't add your comment to the chat, by the way, you've got to be subscribed to add to the chat, which I'd very, very much suggest doing if that's your thing. Remember, I will give away some free channel memberships, 5 today, if we hit 100 subs. A lot of 5 to play. Maliki's only got 2. Interesting, although you have Kulu. Owen's got 2 as well. Gosh. Adam's the only one with 6, same as me. Lucy's got 6. Yeah, remember, Haaland, your captain counts for double. Okay. Double Forest. Nice. The Monday night hope that will be Nottingham Forest. Okay. So let's just recap where I am. I had Rodgers off the bench. Fortunate, but unfortunate Saka didn't start, I guess. I also have Mikalenko on 7 points on my bench. Will Rico Lewis start? I think he will. And that's why I own him. If Rico Lewis doesn't start, I get Mikalenko 7. I'm absolutely not in the cartel. I still own Saka. We'll talk a little. There is no FPL cartel, guys. For those that are like, what are they going on about? FPL Twitter has had rumors of an FPL cartel because loads of big name content creators decided to sell Saka really close to the deadline. And there's rumors circulating that they had news that Saka wasn't starting. They really didn't. There was no leaks. If there was leaks, there would have been way more noise about it and way more content creators that sold him. If there was leaks, the likes of me may have known about it and therefore wouldn't have kept him. And there's bigger FPL accounts than me that kept Saka too. So look, there we go. We'll move on throughout to different games, shall we? Because we're breaking down the game by game, which I enjoy very, very much. Actually, do you know what? Before I do, guys, if you're not already signed up, I say signed up. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to do a poll. This is going to be an interesting poll. Help me out in the chat. Give me some names of football apps that you use. Like, OneFootball, SofaScore, LiveScore. I want to put the 4 most popular in the chat and see who's got what. That'd be cool. I want to do a poll for the best football app because I clearly think it's OneFootball, but I want your take. Which football app do you use most? So we're going to do a poll of SofaScore, one I've got on my phone, FotMob maybe, LiveScore I think should probably make it, CFAX. Yeah, it's FotMob. Is it FotMob or FotMob? I'm gonna have to Google it. I don't use Fot. It's FotMob. FOT. I don't use FotMob. Bet365. FotMob. OneFootball, I think, is the biggest in terms of like company size, but I know has a lot more of Europeans using it. I've used OneFootball for ages. So Rowena uses FotMob. Yeah, it is FotMob. Guys, get voting if you can only use one, which one you use. The reason I ask is I approached OneFootball in pre-season and said, guys, I'm literally addicted to your app. I use it every morning. I use it every afternoon. I use it every evening. Do you want to sponsor my YouTube channel? And they were like, oh, it's not, maybe not the normal thing we would sort of do. And you'll see your other FPL content creators are not sponsored by OneFootball. They go for the massive, Mark Goldridge, I think, was sponsored by OneFootball once upon a time. Anyway, they go for the big accounts. Of course they do. But I was like, look, I use it loads. I can talk about it. I can use it in my whatever. Do you want to sponsor? So they sponsor the stream. So without them, I don't make these videos, right? If you want to download it, there's a QR code on screen, which I haven't tested, by the way. Someone tell me it works. But there's also a link in the description. It's obviously free. But what I love about OneFootball, you can put this in the chat. I love the fact that it uses short video clips. If let's say there's a Community Shield game on, EFL Cup on a Wednesday night, and I, in the morning, wake up and see that, I don't know, Preston lost to Ipswich and I want to see Delap's goal. There'll be a 60-second clip there ready and waiting for me. There we go. Now, FotMob changed my life, says Dominic. Yeah, flash score. No option for other. I don't know. I just did 4. I just did four options. But look, so far, the apps I use, to be completely honest, I have SofaScore on my phone and OneFootball on my phone. I have 2, and they're rivals. OneFootball for me is the number 1 because you get the video clips. Do you know what you can also do on OneFootball now? You can watch live Serie A. Yeah, it's brilliant for European football too, which is why, like, if you're looking for Champions League coverage, OneFootball definitely the best. Anyway, scan the QR code, link in the description. It's all there. Let's crack on then with the games. Jay needs OneFootball merch to wear on stream. Yeah, I do. Do you know what? I haven't got the bloody poster. If anyone's in and around London in 2 weekends' time, I'm going to be going to a OneFootball event where Christian Vieri is also going to be there to watch Juventus and AC Milan games just on TV. If anyone else wants to come and meet me, I'll be in London that night at the OneFootball. It's free to come. It's a bar in London. I'll give you the details next Sunday, and I'll tweet about them. Yeah, live Serie A games. If you're in the UK, they've got 8 of the 10 games live. Pretty cool. Right. Let's talk Newcastle, and let's talk Brighton. This XG plot makes you think it was a pretty even game. And Brighton, like Brentford, the 2 analytics teams with their owners, with their big analytics backgrounds, they're very good at carving out big chances. They put a lot of value. Yeah, Bobo Vieri will absolutely be there. Pretty cool. Going to meet him. You guys, if you come, will meet him. You. The whole thing on the flyer is come and meet Bobo Vieri, have your photo taken with him, and come and chill with me. Anyway. Where was I? Yeah, Brighton. They carved out big chances. So you look at this and you think, oh, perhaps it should have been a draw. Perhaps it was a quite even game. Guys, Newcastle were good. Maliki says Newcastle were flaky. Honestly, watch the highlights. Absorb some of this data. Newcastle were the better team. Honestly, they were the much better team. Look at this. These are the half spaces. It's known as the half space plot. These spaces are really important because if you're getting passes in these areas, it leads to chances and it leads to goals, usually. Brighton, in those zones of the pitch, 10 passes, Newcastle 53. Newcastle were actually really, really good. Dan absolutely summarised there. And this is what the data tells us. This is what the XG plot tells us. This is what the pass half space plots tell us. They were good. They were good. Now, the finishing is well summarised there. Like James Salt says, it's not the James Salt I know, is it? Won't touch these or Gordon anytime soon. I disagree. I think you can touch them soon. I think you can. Yeah, Newcastle playing well, getting beaten, says Mackham, the Sunderland fan. I think we can. I think we can punt now on a Gordon if we wanted to. Now, look, when I look at the Newcastle fixtures, and I need to refresh on that, are we ready to go and commit to Newcastle players? Maybe not. Let me look at their fixtures. Isak's too expensive. It'd be Gordon for me. The next two are bad. Like you don't buy him ahead of Chelsea and Arsenal. But then from 11, Forest, West Ham, Palace. It's not a bad run of 3 games. But yeah, I get it. They're not going to be top of your wish list. But this is what's really interesting. When you see the shot positions on the pitch, Brighton produced the same amount pretty much as Newcastle in terms of those big circles in the area. But Newcastle, loads of like shots from about 15 to 25 yards, which don't really do much. You're not going to score from them very often. Brighton, from set pieces, 0.84 XG. Over half the Brighton XG was from set pieces. Interesting. The goal was well taken from Welbeck, who's now injured. We hope he's all right. But yeah, interesting that Brighton's so good on set pieces. But the team I want to look at, like genuinely, I watched that game and go, it's Newcastle that need our respect here. It's Newcastle that need our attention. And I think it's Anthony Gordon. Gordon had a lot of big chances, or a lot of chances. Gordon was super high, super involved. He's playing well. He is playing well. Gordon, because of his price point, honestly, he's 7.3 million. He's a good pick. He's 10% owned. I know the fixtures aren't great. Gordon's going to be good. Now, do you want to go and spend 8.3 on an Isak? No, you save $1 million and you go Gordon, especially because there's more space in midfield. Good morning, fellow cartel member. Yeah, love that. Well, no, because I think the above average boys both sold Saka, but I'm guessing I've not seen their teams. Let me know in the chat, Adam. I'm guessing you both bought Son. I'm not a cartel member because I still own Saka, right? The proof is in the pudding. I still own Saka. Son, by the way, we need to talk a little bit about Son. And now we're finished on the Newcastle review. I think we're finished on the Newcastle review, aren't we? Like the summary is Newcastle better than Brighton. Brighton did well to accumulate big chances, just like Brentford do. Brentford and Brighton, they find ways of producing big chances and therefore they can win football games. But Newcastle, unlucky not to get something from the game. Now, we'll move on to the next game in a minute. But seeing as Adam is here and he's going to no doubt be one of those that bought Son, I'm guessing. Is Adam one that bought Son? Guessing he is. Music says, no assist. Well. Let's discuss it, shall we? Let's discuss it because itchy nose. So much better. Right, let's discuss it. Do you think Son should have been given the assist, yes or no? Do you know, we might do a poll and then we'll look into it. Let's set up a poll. Just want to screen grab the do you think he should have got the assist? We'll do a yes or a no. Personally, I think it's a robbery. I don't think he should. But I'm not that fussed about it. Like, should Son have been given the assist? Remember, this was a 5-point assist because it moved him into the bonus points. Or was it a 4-point assist? Was he on 1 bonus and we got 2? Or was he on 0 and got 2? It could still change. And I'll tell you why. Should Son have been given the assist? Yes or no? If you don't know what we're talking about, Son takes a shot. Areola saves it onto the defender's leg. The ball then heads into the back of the net via the defender's leg, but brushes Areola. Goal is given as an Areola own goal. If Areola doesn't touch it and it comes off the defender, I'm certain Son would have been given the assist. The fact that Areola gets a touch, it's a ricochet off The defender, therefore no assist, I don't think should be given. Now, FPL originally said no assist. Late last night, they tweeted to say Son got the assist. Son then gets the 3 points. He moves up in the bonus, and a lot of people kick off. FPL mate, one of them. He makes a very valid point. He screen grabs FPL site with the rules. Now, since they tweeted late last night, FPL, official FPL, have deleted their tweet. Yeah. So it's being reviewed. It's being reviewed again. I expect the assist will stand. I don't think it should, but I think it will. I'm not that fast. Son is like, what, 5% owned? Fair play. Do you know what, Son owners? Fair play, because one, if you own Son, you probably sold Saka, which was risky, but rewards bravery, because I think you didn't know Saka wasn't going to start, and if he had started versus Bournemouth, it could have gone big. Son hit the post, was really involved, could have had 2-3 goals anyway. So the fact you get 2 returns, you deserve 2 returns. But going by the rules, if a player shoots or passes the ball and directly forces an opposition player to put the ball in their own net, then an assist is awarded. If the pass or cross takes a significant deflection off an opposition player prior to their teammate scoring, then no assist is awarded. Significant deflection, though. Interesting use of language. I have Son, so yes. Hell no. Okay, this is just Son owners saying yes, Son non-owners saying no. Goose says, I don't think he should, but I couldn't care less. Yeah. Joseph says, no, both defenders touched the ball twice. If the goal is given as a statistical goal, then yes. If it was given as an arrow goal, then no. Yeah, exactly that. The ball was redirected twice. Yeah. Bonus points have been mad. Look, that's just how it is. The cartel are powerful. Oh, so it's the cartel that have told FPL, is it? It shouldn't be an Areola own goal, as I like the keeper trying to save a striker shot. Which, yep. So 73% of you say no. I'm also conscious that about 90% of you don't own Son. Maybe it's not a fair poll. The commentary team on TNT Sports when I was watching it was Darren Fletcher and Ali McCoist. And they couldn't understand why it was Areola's own goal. They're like, it was going in off Todibo. Why would it be given as an Areola own goal? And I'm like, dude, you must know the rules. Like, who got the last touch? It doesn't matter if it was heading in. It's an Areola own goal. FPL Chai's in the house. I'm guessing Chai has Son. Chai, we're streaming later on Scout. I should know your team. Just tell us if you got Son. I guarantee you have. There's no way Chai didn't bring in Son for Saka. I know, let me know. Has to be an Areola own goal. Who's in the cartel? 2 that are in the cartel confirmed, above average FPL and FPL Chai, because I think they both have Son. Yeah, he does. Great. Chai's in the cartel. Yeah. This is fun, isn't it? Love it. Let's talk FPL's black magic is a real thing. True FPL cartel leader. Fantastic. Shall we carry on talking non-nonsense and review the games? Look, by the way, when we look at my team, hang on, I've got a big decision to make. I've got the exact funds to go Saka to Palmer next week, which is always the plan, which I think I'm going to do. Son has my attention. I could go Son instead of Palmer. And many will say, look, go Son and then go Palmer. Go Son because he's got Palace away, Villa at home, Ipswich at home, and then in game week 12, you go Cole Palmer. Absolutely, like, sensible shout there, probably. Chelsea have great fixtures from 12. Most will make that move, Son to Palmer. I can't help but think Palmer's got, not equally good fixtures. Palmer also has really good fixtures. He has Newcastle at home. That's a good entry point. Man United away. He's a Man United boyhood fan, Cole Palmer. Okay, then Arsenal at home in 11's tough. Son has my attention, and I did make the move knowing I could go Son next week. I now have the decision to make Palmer or Son. I've got no funds. I can't afford any price rises, which means I might have to move early. on Palmer, although he's not going to go up in price unless he bangs today. We'll talk about today's games later, guys. But look, let's move on away from my team. Thank you all for tuning in this Sunday morning. I love our Sunday morning chats. Do this every Sunday morning. It's my best stream of the week. We've spoken Newcastle and Brighton, didn't we? We reviewed that quite well. Let's move on then to Southampton, Leicester. Leicester are good. Leicester, I've been saying it all week, Leicester are bad. And then I look at the results, go, you've just won your last 2 games. Like, fair play. Fair play. Yeah, they beat Bournemouth 2 weeks ago. They beat Southampton away, and now they're about to play Nottingham Forest on Friday night. I'm going to Leicester on Friday. Just come stir the pot, have a good stream, see if anyone fancies. No, Adam didn't just come and plug his show. Oh, love that. I don't think I've ever had the nerve to do that. Even I haven't had that nerve. Yeah, that's right. I don't think I've ever gone on someone's live chat and said, see you at X time later. But genuinely, guys, do go and watch Above Average FPL. Got to reward the hustle. Also, I don't stream at that time, so, whatevs. I'll be on with Chai at 6:30, I think. By the way, Above Average do this type of stuff. Freddie says, we're just awful. Should have had a penalty when it was 2-0. And when we look at the graphic, up until the 65th minute, you were pretty dominant, Southampton. But Leicester still were carving out small chances. So you see this and go, okay, it was pretty evenly balanced. But then when you look at the what's this called? This is called like position 14 or something, just outside the area. Accumulating passes in this area is really valuable. Southampton did it 3 times. Leicester did it 34. When you look at the average position maps, boy, is it different. Like, it is very, very different. So you're like, what are Leicester doing? Well, we don't need to review Southampton in detail, but I think we do need to start looking at Leicester. And there's one player in particular, and it's Buonanotte. 5 million. 5 million, Buonanotte. He had an XG yesterday of like 1.3. He scored a goal. He scored a couple this season. He actually played 90 yesterday, which doesn't usually get. Inverted right back, by the way. That's James Justin. Inverted. Yeah, it's like back 3. Leicester are good. There you go, Adam. Good man. Leicester are good. And Buonanotte, for the fixtures he's got, if you're shopping for a budget mid, I think he'd be my go-to. I mean, this is someone that just bought budget mid, just bought Dibbling. For this fixture, ironically. But Buonanotte plays Forest and Ipswich up next. Could be, 1% owned. The fact he got 90, we know he's on loan from Brighton, right? This is an Argentinian kid that Brighton are planning on keeping. They're sending him out on loan, which is what Brighton do to a lot of their youngsters. And yeah, I think he's going to be very good. We saw him play quite a bit last season, but he's weren't going to get into the first team this year with their squad depth. So starter for Leicester, 11 points in game week 7, 7 points in game week 8. I watched him game week 1 against Spurs live. I was there at the King Power. And honestly, he only played 78 minutes. But I said to my mate who I was with, who's a Leicester season ticket holder, I said, I think he's been player of the match today. He didn't get player of the match. Leicester fans liked his hustle. He works really hard. Typical RG. Works really, really hard on the pitch. But I was super impressed with him then. And then he sort of was getting early subs a lot and didn't start a couple. And I thought, okay, he's not going to be an FPL pick. But the last 3 started 84, 81, 90 minutes. I love that average position for Buonanotte as well. So look, fair play if anyone does own him. Yeah, he was honestly pretty good when he got the chance at Brighton too. It's just with Solly March now back fit, you've obviously got Minter there on the right-hand side as well. There's a fair few options at Brighton, isn't there? We don't know where Jorginho Rutler's going to play when everyone's fit. Talk about Raul Jimenez. Yeah, we haven't got to the Fulham game yet, have we? We haven't got to the Fulham game yet. Ipswich Everton. Ah, yeah. Talking, by the way, Adam just said like and subscribe. Did see that comment, didn't I? Yeah. How are we doing? Sorry, guys. I'm pretty ill. I feel all right. I'm pretty ill. Standard coming back from holiday illness. Daughter's got it. Wife's got it. I've got it. I'd love you to hit that subscribe button, by the way. If you're watching for the first time you've never watched before, just check you're not already subscribed, because I guarantee there'll be over 100 of you that think you're subscribed that aren't. There'll also be over 100 of you that have no interest in subscribing, and I guess that's fine. But hopefully there's loads of you watching that go, oh God, I actually see his channel loads, I watch him loads. Or I'm watching him for the first time. I think he deserves a subscribe. That'd be wicked if you do. Excuse me, want to do that. Right, let's move on. I'm watching from the hospital. Keith, how are you? Keith, let us know how you are, mate. You're in Australia. Hope it's nothing too serious. Yeah, I'm subbed because I can type in the chat. Good man, Music Kiwi. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I blackmail you all by making it subscriber-only mode in the chat, which I think is fair. I don't want to be reading out comments from non-subscribers. Right. So Everton Ipswich, tight game. What does Sean Dyche have a good reputation of doing? You have COVID. Possibly. What does Sean Dyche have a good reputation of doing when things are tight? Winning games. Now, DCL is responsible for most of this Everton XG. See that Everton chance in the first 5 minutes? That was a one-on-one he missed. See that big steep bit? Yeah, that's him. DCL missed over 1 XG's worth of stuff. Oh, thanks, Shiraz. Ipswich looked really bad. We thought Ipswich at home would be dangerous. I think you can hold to that. Like, I wouldn't really be moving around your budget forwards. This is how Everton lined up. Dwight McNeil has reinvented himself. We know as a number 10 this year. He's been brilliant. Mikalenko and Ashley Young at fullback both can look dangerous. Mikalenko got a bonus point. He's on my bench with 7 points. Without Greaves, Ipswich struggled. But look at Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Like, it's perfect. That's where you want your number 9. When you see the Solanke average position map, right, look at Solanke. That's where you don't want your number 9. Look at Solanke. That is no wonder Solanke didn't return. 1, 2, 3, 4 more players further advanced than him. And then you look at Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you go, or Jamie Vardy there, or Calvert-Lewin there, you go, yeah, I got hope. Oh, thank you. Just subscribed. Good stuff. If you're lurking, you want to add your comments in the chat, do hit that button. So look, I think Calvert-Lewin owners, we have to stay patient. It'd be foolish, wouldn't it? Knowing he's only 6 million, it'd be foolish to sell him ahead of Fulham at home, good fixture. Southampton away, good fixture. Okay, if you really run out of patience, you could look to sell him ahead of West Ham away, Brentford at home, but I can't see myself selling him for the next 4, can I? Don't think so. I've just got to pray he turns it round. Like, Dom Solanke is getting the chances. He's been a terrible finisher. Surely he's a good own. Let's see. He's lost his edge. Yeah, but he's getting the minutes too. By the way, what's also really interesting about Dom Solanke and why I think we can keep him is he has played 90 in the last 5 games and 87 in the last 6, or 6 in the 6th. This man is getting 90 every week. We just need a goal. And like a lot of strikers, he gets 1 goal and he'll get a few. Jimenez probably is better. Yeah. But do you want to use a transfer on it? I'm on holiday in Thailand from New Zealand. Much better time to watch. Ah, okay. Nice one, Bob. Where in the world is everyone else? Hit me up with your country. I bet we got loads watching in Asia and Australasia because of the time. And hopefully loads in Europe as well and in Africa. Probably not too many in the Americas. Guessing there's not too many watching in the US or Canada or Mexico or South America. Yeah, Daniel's in South Africa. India. Cunha is an option, by the way. 6.5. Brighton, Australia. Yeah. Finland. There we go. Greece, Malaysia, Australia. Yeah. Cardiff, Finland, New Zealand. I thought so with a name like Music Kiwi. Windy Worcester. It's not windy for me, but yeah, I'm about 100 miles from Worcester, I guess. Zambia, Scotland. Keane is a bet. What a finish, by the way. What a finish by Michael Keane. Love Matt in Wales, bullish in Dubai. Shiraz, love Shiraz in Lebanon. Rainy Lancaster. Say not Leicester, I'm near Leicester and it's just about dry. Okay. Fulham versus Villa. Let's talk a little bit about, look, Jimenez is legit an option. Brilliant one-on-one. He out-muscled Pau Torres, didn't he? If anyone's seen the Jimenez goal early in the game, really good. Long ball over the top from Leno. Out-muscles, I'm pretty sure it was Pau Torres. And then, yeah, a nice finish in the bottom corner past Emi Martinez. Fulham did miss a penalty. Therefore, that's a high XG. 0.78 for a penalty, remember. Andreas Pereira. Not sure if you'll be on the next one. I think Jimenez will be on the next penalty, won't he? Oh, Antonio's in Italy. We don't have many Italians watching. Shout out. So Villa Fulham. You see this and you go, surely Fulham should have got more from the game, shouldn't they? Well, they missed a pen. Villa scored a really good header from Watkins from a set piece. I think you go, let's analyse it a little bit further. Let's have a look at how Villa set up. And straight away, the player that jumps out, we all agree, right? Who's the player that, okay, from the average position map, let's play a game. From the average position map, we can see on screen now. If you're listening on podcasts, this won't help. All my shows on YouTube go onto podcast platforms as well, by the way, guys. Honestly, if you like using, like, if you're not already, Apple, Spotify, just search Gianni Battici, my name, but it's written there, on wherever you get your podcast from, and you can subscribe and you'll get this. You're not going to want to listen to this again, but you'll get all my videos throughout the week on your pod platform. So do check that out and subscribe. But the Sunday streams really you need to watch on YouTube because it's visual. Who's the player that really impressed me the most? Ramsey? Nope. You got it. The troll. Luca Dean. Guys, Luca Dean, look at the average position. He's pretty much the same as Leon Bailey on the other side. He's a left back. I think we can start to trust Luca Dean. We have to forget about history. Luca Dean, and loads will say, oh no, because Mattison's there. Mattison's not getting the minutes. He might come on a bit for him. Luca Dean has started every Premier League game this season. Luca Dean has played 83, 84, 90 in the last three. Luca Dean is 4.6 million and only 7% owned. He got an assist yesterday. That was his third. Oh, well played if you're on Emi Martinez. Well played if you're on Emi Martinez. Penalty save is huge in FPL. I don't know. I don't think you got bonus points, though, which is a bit unfortunate. So, look, there we go. I like Luca Dean. I don't think I'll buy him, but I like Luca Dean. Villa aren't keeping cleans. Fulham are producing chances. Jimenez is good. Smith Rowe is good. Adama Traore, I still think, will get some returns despite his terrible output. Bournemouth, Arsenal. This is a game we don't really need to review. Like, there's no point in looking at Arsenal, but it'd be wrong of me not to touch on Bournemouth because it's impressive. You've just beaten Arsenal 2-0. Semenyo missed a couple of big chances. Evan Nilsson wins the pen. Kluivert takes the penalty. They've had two this season, both at home, both against Spanish goalkeepers. Evan Nilsson missed to Sanchez. Kluivert scored against Raya. Kluivert's now on pens. The big question is will Kluivert be on the pitch when they win a penalty? And if he's not, who takes him? Well, it'll be Evan Nilsson. Semenyo is the best option. I sold Semenyo this week because the fixtures are bad. But I could see myself jumping back on him and trust Semenyo makes a good point. Just hold Semenyo. I had to sell him because I needed the exact funds to bring in Palmer next week to downgrade him. But I completely understand. I personally, if you don't have to and money's not an issue, you absolutely should hold Semenyo through the tough games because as soon as the fixtures get easier, you're going to want Semenyo back. Yeah, he did. He moved, didn't he? He did move position. Good point there, Shiraz. Cash 4.4 if he's nailed and a routine play. Yeah, fine for Aston Villa, I guess. So look, that's where we're at with the games. We're going to recap. We're going to go back through all of the games very, very quickly. We're also going to just touch on my team. I've got 6 players left to play, if you count Haaland playing twice. Yeah, how didn't Semenyo score? I mean, it was bad, wasn't it? So Haaland plays twice. That's 2 players. Foden, Trent, Lewis, Sells. I've got 6 performers left. So I'm hoping I end up on a green arrow, but so far it's been a red. I do have Mikalenko 7 points on the bench. That's annoying. So let's see. Let me know how many players you've got left, guys. And we will also just touch on where is it? I was going to say I was going to give out some channel memberships today, but I wanted to get to 100 subscribers, and I was like, if we don't get to 100, I'll still give out some channel memberships. I'll give out, I don't know, 5. But I was thinking if I didn't get to 100, I'll give out 5 memberships. Say it again. If we got to 50 subs, we're nowhere near 50. Look, let's get another 10 now, and I'll give them away. 10 of you watching, hit that subscribe button, and I'll give away 5 memberships. Come on, we can get 10, can't we? Before the end of the show. If 10 of you want to hit that button, that would be amazing. Thanks for all liking, by the way, and appreciate all your comments. You really do dictate the agenda. Come on, guys, subscribe. Yeah, I've got to give away some memberships. Come on, surely 5 of you. How many have hit the button in the last minute? 1. We can get 10 though. 9 to come. Ouch. Right. Where were we? I was going to do a recap. So let me recap. Spurs good. Son great. Legit option to bring him in. Solanke disappointing with the average position map. Kulu better than Maddison. Brennan 0.89 XG. Unlucky if you bought him. Man United, one of the best performances of the season. They're just solid. Limited to Brentford to very little. Bruno, a non-event. Look how deep he is. Garnacho on the radar. Newcastle Brighton. Newcastle were really good. Don't be put off by the fact they lost. Anthony Gordon, a legit threat at 7.3 million. Much better team than Brighton. Much more chances. Much higher XG. And the average position from Gordon is so good. Southampton Leicester. The player that caught the eye is Buonanotte, without doubt. Leicester better than Southampton by a country mile. Even though they had to come from behind. Look at these passes just outside the area. All Leicester. Buonanotte, 90 minutes. Playing just off Vardy. 1.34 XG for Buonanotte. Really impressive. He scored the goal. Ipswich versus Everton. Tight game. But Dyche doing Dyche. Keeping a clean sheet. Winning the game. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So wasteful. 1.34 XG. Fulham versus Villa. Look, Fulham Villa. You look at that and you think Fulham were the better team. They probably were. But Villa doing what they needed to do in front of goal. They were clinical. Watkins, brilliant header from the goal. Luca Dean, so high as Leon Bailey the other side. Luca Dean is worth consideration. Bournemouth, fair play if you own Bournemouth defender. I doubt many do. Semenyo was the most dangerous, missed a couple of big chances. There we go, guys. That was a quick roundup, a very, very quick one. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll see if I thought I'd do that when we can check in and see if we get those 10 subs. And it looks like we have got them. So that's great. I mean, we're very close. We got 7 or 8, but we'll get them by the time we hit the button. So we're going to give away 5 channel memberships. If you want to win a membership, you've got to have a comment in the chat. So it goes to 5 people randomly in the chat. You can only win a channel membership if you've liked. I don't know if that's true. You can only win a channel membership if you're subscribed. Okay, only goes to subscribers. So get your comments in. You can spam the chat as much as you want. And in the next 60 seconds, maybe the next 10, maybe the next 30, maybe the next 45, I will hit the button. Hopefully it works to give away 5 free channel memberships. Really, just thank you all for watching every Sunday. When will I give them away? Will I give them away now? Will I give them away in a minute? I don't want to tell you when, because then it's like cheating. It's going to be very soon. Very, very soon. It's going to be soon. What are your plans for the rest of Sunday, guys? It's bloody miserable in England weather. Anna Mill, my plan is just football. We'll do some predictions. Who won them? FPL Down Under won. I think Matt Perry won as well. 2 of my absolute regulars. Matt Whelan won too. Wicked. So let's go back next week. Yeah, next Sunday morning. All that'll be, people are going to forget, aren't they, when I'm live? Yay! Lee Weetan won. Congrats. There'll be, look, channel members will get extra content. So there'll be a members only video out this week you'll get. And of course, as a channel member, any comment you have, you're brought up. And any comment to my actual videos, I'll always reply. I can't guarantee a response to every question, but for channel members, I can. It was lovely that so many of that won are those that watch regularly as well. Matt Whelan's in, Mackham's there. Matt Perry won. Excellent. I think FPL Down Under won as well. Yeah, he did. Brilliant. Guys, predictions for the rest of the day. Wolves versus Man City. I'm going for a Man City win. 3-0. Foden goals. Haaland goals. Let's do this. What are our predictions? Get your predictions in for Wolves Man City. Hey, next Sunday I'll try and give away. Yeah, I know there's loads of regulars that didn't win. Next Sunday I'll try and give away another 5 as well. Yeah. Wolves 1, City 5, City 2-0. Anyone? Yeah, you all fancy Wolves 1-0. Okay, there's one person that thinks Wolves will win. 6-0 says Down Under. 5-0 says Mackham. It's a lot of 5. 2-9. That'll be a game. Gucci gives them a chance. I tell you who Gucci won't give a chance to, and that's Liverpool. That's Chelsea. Let's do the Chelsea-Liverpool game. I know he's a Liverpool fan. It's either 2-1 or 3-1 for me to Liverpool. I can't see Chelsea winning, if I'm honest. I'm going to go 2-1. Cole Palmer to score. Actually, I fancy Nico Jackson today. I don't know why. So yeah, predictions there. Yeah, Gucci said 3-1 on my stream yesterday as well. And then Forest Palace, I'm going to go 2-1 Forest. 2-1 Forest. Palmer gets a brace, maybe. Guys, thank you so much for subscribing, by the way, and for hitting those buttons. I would just like to draw your attention one last time. If you're not already signed up, do check out the One Football app. Honestly, we spoke about it earlier in the show. I like SofaScore and use SofaScore, and I use One Football. They're the 2 football apps I have on my phone. I don't have FotMob on my phone. I don't have Live Score on my phone. These are the 2 for me. One Football stands out because you get the video clips. And if you're into European football coverage as well as domestic, you get it all. You get Premier League, but it's great for Serie A, which I like it. It's great for Champions League. Honestly, Lawrence says FotMob's good too. They're all great. Like, I don't dislike any of them. My favourite is OneFootball. And I approached OneFootball this summer and said, they're the only ones I approached. I said, because I use you on a daily basis, because I'm addicted to the OneFootball app, it would make sense for you guys to be sponsoring my YouTube videos. And they went, it's not someone we'd usually like. They usually go for the big channels like Mark Goldridge. They're like, we usually go for numbers. I was like, okay, cool. But give me a chance. So they've decided to sponsor, which is wicked. But I would love you to download the app to help me out. And there's a link in the description, and you can scan the QR code if you fancy. I don't think you'll regret it. It's a free app. They've even got the exclusive rights to 8 of the 10 Serie A games. You can watch live Serie A on OneFootball. Yeah, wicked. You have to pay a fee for that, but it's wicked. So yeah, give it a go. Give it a go. Guys, I will say my goodbye. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back with a early thoughts video tomorrow when we talk about my team. That'll be interesting. For now, guys, on your way out. Oh, it does work. Thank God for that. My phone's on charge, or otherwise I'd try it. Thanks, Mackham. That is really good to know. I was slightly worried then because my designer designed this and I didn't even check. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back next Sunday, every Sunday. Genuinely, my favourite stream of the week. Have a good Sunday, everyone. Let's hope for some goals later in the Premier League. I think we're going to get them. If you've bought Foden, good luck. If you've captain Haaland, good luck. If you've triple captain Haaland, good luck. And let's hope Chelsea can cause an upset at Anfield. I can't see it, but yeah, we'll see. And I'll be back on Monday for an early thoughts video. Thank you to all my channel members, all my mods, all of you lot in the chat that have subscribed today as well. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.